Hello, St. Paul's Church. I am here with Pastor Craig Peterson. And the host church that we're meeting in is a church called Highland.
The Reformed Church of Highland Park.
And I just have to say, Pastor Craig introduced me to their pastor, Pastor Seth. And we're going to end this video where Pastor Seth is going to share all the amazing mission work and ministries coming out of this church and his ministry, which is pretty incredible, amazing. So we're going to end with that.
Hi, I'm Reverend Seth Kaper-Dale, co-pastor at the Reformed Church of Highland Park, and I'm also CEO of the Reformed Church of Highland Park Affordable Housing Corporation. One program that we run through our housing corporation is called Interfaith Rise, Interfaith Refugee and Immigrant Services and Empowerment. And one thing we do is really help people with job development, skills development, English as it relates to the workforce. And Global Grace Cafe is one of the ventures that we have where people learn those skills. So here to our side, we have chefs from Guatemala and Pakistan and Afghanistan and Ukraine. Wherever it is we're receiving refugees from, we help folks who maybe need to spend a little time in job training and English skill training to get up to speed so that they'll then be marketable in the workforce. We do serve safe training and other trainings that help give people some sort of credentialing. And all day long, there's just endless people here to eat. Our meals are always $6 a piece, except if you don't have $6, at which point it's complimentary. And everyone eating here is either an employee working with refugees or a new refugee arrival themselves. Currently, we have about 5,000 clients. That includes 15,000 people from Haiti, 800 from Ukraine, 400 from Afghanistan, 300 from Cuba. The rest are from all over the world. Also included in that 5,000 are 1,000 unaccompanied minors. Not all 5,000 obviously make it to this cafe, but this cafe is serving about 150 meals a day to people who are in the building, either for employment services, intensive case management services, support with their children getting into school, support with applications for Medicaid or other benefits, or here for English classes or for help with health-related matters. So we're really thrilled that food is part of the picture. Food is beauty. And when you come from another place, oftentimes it's your life gets a little bit reduced to like the things of absolute need, as opposed to the things of beauty. And having people be able to cook their favorite meal from their home country and to share it with our community is an opportunity for beauty to be offered at a time when you feel like you're mostly on the receiving end of beauty and care. Here you get a chance to share what's beautiful. And we're so thankful for the chance to have Global Grace Cafe. Thanks. Am I still on camera? Yeah, okay. So just real quick, we run a company now, which is a program for unaccompanied minors. I have 50 staff who are just working with kids being released from shelters at the border. I run Stillwater's anti-trafficking. We have 75 clients right now who are either sex trafficked or labor trafficked, mostly labor trafficking right now. We have a reentry program called RCHP AHC Reentry Housing. And this is where we work with folks coming out of state prison who maybe were locked up for 20, 30 years and are having trouble securing an apartment after being released. We secure those apartments and provide services. And we run RCHP AHC, asylum seeker housing, where we are helping newly arrived folks from the southern border who don't have credit history, don't have pay stubs, and are going to have a hard time renting to be able to qualify for rentals here in the state. So we do all that. We have our own buildings that we own and operate for folks with serious and persistent mental health challenges or with addictions or victims of domestic violence or homeless veterans or unaccompanied minors. 26 buildings with about 270 tenants. And then we have 230 buildings that we operate through a lease-sublease program where we rent from landlords all over the state of New Jersey. And there are 1,700 people currently living in those buildings. And we manage that all with 187 staff. More or less, that's what we do. So it all comes from the response to God. In our worship service, we have the approach to God, the Word of God, and the response to God. And adoration is where things start, and a deepening in and through the Word is where things continue. The response to God in our worship service is the last 15 minutes of worship, where we get a little taste test of what it means to care about others. It's where we give our offering. It's where we For us, we call it the Acts of the Disciples, which is our announcements. It's where we take time to pray for each other. Through the sharing of prayers and that response to God portion of worship, almost everything that I now have created programs for has been brought before God by a community that's deeply loving. So prayers for youth aging out of foster care became housing for youth aging out of foster care. Prayers of anger about the Iraq War resulted in us making sure that we didn't hate on veterans, but rather showed love for veterans when we built All Saints apartments for veterans. Prayers of concern about racial injustice in New Jersey's prison and jail system led us to start doing housing for reentry housing. A kid's song about refugees. Actually, it was the song "I Want Jesus to Walk with Me," while they told us stories that they had learned about through watching a documentary on Syrian refugee kids in 2015, led to the birth of this program that you're seeing right here, Interfaith Rise. So it's all about worship being lived out in real time. So Sunday is the day to rest and the day to be filled with dreams and visions, and the rest of your life is about living it out.